Welcome back to the breakfast conversation. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, please. Let me have a sip of the tea before we lose all out. Last week, Saturday, on our breakfast conversation, we talked about a female church financier. And I promised in that breakfast conversation that our next breakfast conversation will be talking about the male church financier. Two different persons with two different situations. Now, the church had a young male financier. This male financier was not married, but he had money. And because he was not married, he didn't see anything. He didn't see any reason to really want to save money or, you understand, or hold back his money. Especially because it was in the house of God. But then, something happened. Let's find out what happened after my tea break. Don't go away. By the time he gave to the church project, he was very disciplined with his tithe and he was always sowing a seed. But when that crucial thing happened, that was when he knew that he was alone. At that point, it was no longer a serious church member or worker or a serious church financier. He woke up one day and was feeling very weak, and they rushed him to the hospital. And when he got to the hospital, the doctor told him that he has a kidney problem. And when that kidney issue happened, he started treating himself with the little he still has in his account. But the little he had in his account was not enough. And the brother of the former church financier ran back to the church. And because he was a very vibrant brother in the church, which everybody knew that he gives a lot, it's just for the pastor to announce. Once he hears it, he's part of it, if not the chairman of it. And when this message got to the church, the pastor announced it in the church and they created an account to support him. The amount that the hospital was looking for was 2.3 million naira for the operation. And the church contributed in his account 2.8 million naira for his operation. But when the brother went to meet the pastor told them that all they have in the church account concerning his treatment was only 500,000. Meanwhile, the PA of the pastor had already told him that, thank God the operation will go smoothly, that the money is now ready. You should go and meet the pastor so that they can commence the operation and the treatment. But when he got there, the pastor said another thing, that is 500,000, and warned his PA to keep his mouth shut. That money was not just for only him. He only said his brother this account for the operation. But the church also needs funds, so they can't give him more. Now, guess how much they gave to him? From 2.8 million naira as against 2.3 million naira. If you had even given him all, 2.3 million, you still have 500,000 naira to support the church. But let me remind you, the church also has its own account that was being funded by tithes and offering. This account was just opened to help this man's treatment. But even at that, the pastor refused to do the needful. And he gave the 500,000 naira, which was not enough. And few days later, the young man that was financing almost everything in the church, he just died, like the way fowl will sleep and not wake up in the hospital. And after he died, it was a burden to only his family. Nobody remembered him for how much he was giving to the church. The highest they gave to him was 500,000 naira. Not like the money was not there to really give him for the treatment, but because intention is everything. When you are giving, know that your intention is to give to God, not man. Don't be a man pleaser, but be a God pleaser. Have a one-on-one relationship and connection with your God, not with your pastor. You can love your pastor. You can even buy them a house or a car if you have the money. But make sure you have a plan for your tomorrow, if not for your next tomorrow, which is your next generation. Please, don't be carried away because it's God's house or God's work and not have any plan for yourself. The highest thing that will happen, God forbid, to not be your own portion, but if it happens, they will just bury you, and that will be it. In his own case, the pastor did not even go for his burial. He only went there with few church people, consoled them after a few minutes and left. And that was the end. So just have it at the back of your mind that after God is you, after you, before any other person. Save. Give your 1/10 according to your knowledge of tithing. So when you are led, and not because when you write the check, the pastor will know that it's your name. Don't please man. Please God. Be a God pleaser and not a man pleaser. And that way you will never be stranded. Maybe his intention was to please the pastor. That was why God did not come through for him. Because if the intention was really to give to God, God will not allow him to die like that. There must be a way out, one way or the other. But he died because there was no money for the operation. But this was someone that when he was working and was healthy, was giving more than that amount to that same church. But when it was time for him to get that backup and support from the church, there was no support and he died. Please, let's all learn from this conversation this morning. This is our breakfast conversation. The breakfast conversation is to bring out people's story and my story to teach others. It's good to give to God, but more importantly, you should know when you're giving to man and when you're giving to God. Give to God and don't give to man. If you're giving to man, also have a plan for your tomorrow and next tomorrow. That way out, you will not be stranded. If he had a plan of 3 million, 5 million, 6 million for his tomorrow, he would have as well just go there and do his operation. Today, he would have been alive. But he had no savings because it was God in his mind and he was just pouring it into the church. And when it was time for him to have something to help himself and his health, there was no help anyway and he died. That will not be your portion. That will not be my portion. So please, on this our breakfast conversation, let's learn from this conversation. For us to always give to God with the right intention and also plan for our tomorrow so that we will not be stranded. That way, we will not die prematurely. That way, we will not die without a plan. That is the way out. The breakfast conversation is every Saturday. Keep it locked here for more conversation that can change your life. I am Belema Afiyesi Mama, the African girl with the breakfast conversation. I'm out of here. Have a beautiful day.